recorded history.
Yo, what's good guys? Today we are going to be doing a breakdown on how Kira accidentally created his own downfall, and it all started with L. But before we get to that, I will ask for a like and subscribe. Don't have to, but it does help push these videos out, so it would be appreciated. But anyway, let's just jump straight into it. When Light and Misa finally take out L, you'd think that would be when Kira becomes unstoppable. That's actually the moment everything starts falling apart. L pushed Light into perfection, and once L was gone, Light became comfortable. He stopped planning for every possibility. He stopped assuming someone was smarter than him. He started acting like he'd already won, and that mindset was the beginning of the end. In classical storytelling, every tragic character has one flaw. For Light, it wasn't genius or lack of morality, or even power. His flaw was pride. He needed to be the smartest, he needed the last word, and he needed to win alone, and pride always leads to downfall, even for someone as brilliant as Light. As the show progresses, you can see Light get more and more reckless with his actions and stop caring. This is shown because of his underestimation of Nia and his overestimate his ability to control everyone else, and he makes emotional decisions, not logical ones. So by the end of the show, he doesn't really think with logic, he thinks with his heart and thinks of what, would give him more power, not what the god of the new world would actually want. Once Light started seeing himself as a god, he stopped seeing mistakes as possible, which is exactly why they became inevitable. Additionally, there's another area where Light made his bigger mistake. He chooses Mikami, basically the most loyal Kira follower ever, to be his proxy, and honestly that wasn't the problem. The problem was trusting Mikami blinded. Light forgot his own rule, trust no one. Instead of keeping Mikami on a leash, he gives him full freedom to act as Kira, and because of that, Nia is able to study Mikami, predict Mikami, and eventually swap the Death Note. Mikami didn't betray Light, Light betrayed himself by assuming Mikami could never slip. Light's entire endgame plan is smart, but it only works if everything goes perfect. No backups, no second layer, and no alternate route if something goes wrong. Light went from making alright plans with zero holes to making plans that only worked because he believed he was untouchable. In early Death Note, if there was a 1% chance of failure, Light had 5 backups. By the end, if there was a 1% chance of failure, Light just assumed he'd be fine. By the time you get to the infamous warehouse confrontation, Light isn't even fighting Nia, he's fighting his own mistakes. Every single thing that takes him down was created by Light himself. He trained Mikami to act on his own, he relied on a plan with no backup, he underestimated Nia's caution, he overestimated his own invincibility. So when the fake Death Note is revealed, Light doesn't just lose the game, he realises he was the one who set up all the pieces that allowed Nia to win. Even the smartest people can slip when emotions get involved. Light is the perfect example of this. Early in the series, he's cold and calculated, and almost machine-like in his logic, but as time goes on, you see emotions slowly creep into his decision-making. Take how he reacts to Takeda or Misa, for example. He's not just thinking strategically, he's letting fear, anger, and pride influence his moves. Sometimes he kills someone not because it's the safest strategic choice, but because he feels threatened. Light constantly underestimates the people around him. The task force might have not seemed like a serious threat individually, but if you got one thing, people learn, adapt, and work together. Early, Light would have planned carefully around L's every move, but by the end he assumes the task force is too slow, too dumb, or too predictable to even figure him out. That arrogance makes him careless. He takes shortcuts, assumes no one will notice patterns, and leaves tiny gaps in his strategy. And those tiny gaps are what Nia exploits. It's a great reminder that even when you're the smartest person in the room, ignoring the small players can ruin your plans. Kira's downfall wasn't just genius versus genius, it was genius versus everyone else, quietly improving while he got lazy. When it comes down to it, Kira's story isn't just about being outsmarted, it's about being undone by your own choices. Pride and ego will always catch up to you no matter how smart you are. Tools and followers are powerful only if you maintain control and perspective. And human emotion will always interfere with logic, and ignoring that is fatal. Even the most brilliant plans can collapse if you forget the bigger picture and let yourself get comfortable. Like Yagami is a cautionary tale You can be the smartest person in the room, but if you let your ego, emotion, and overconfidence rule your decisions, you will fall. And sometimes you'll fall by your own hand. But anyway, with that will be the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy this video, do make sure to give me a like and subscribe. I only ask probably like twice in the video, and the rest is like content, so it would help me a lot with these production of these videos. But if you guys have got any other Death Note suggestions, ping them in the comments, because I'm looking for more Death Note suggestions, because this is one of my favourite shows to make videos on, and I think it has a lot of potential. So yeah, just leave your comments in the bottom, and yeah, that'll be the end of the video. Have a good one, guys.